23rd through April 29th. Thank you for joining me here. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. This week, Spirit is asking you to prioritize rest, okay? Prioritize solitude, okay? Really, what I heard before I pushed record was Spirit is asking you to prioritize yourself, all right? I pulled the rest and rejuvenate card for you. And listen, whenever I say Spirit is asking you to prioritize yourself, it feels like the mental weight and the emotional weight is receiving all of your attention. So Spirit is asking you to prioritize your well-being, okay? Your mental and emotional sense of well-being. Really do what you can to lift yourself up this week by spending some time alone, by really grounding into this rest and rejuvenation. Okay, if you have been putting yourself in, in spaces rather than staying in space with yourself, Spirit is really calling you in. This has been the message, water signs, for a few weeks now. And I feel like it's still coming up for you all because Spirit is trying to do a thing within you, water signs. Spirit is really trying to transform and renew mind, body, and spirit. And if you are constantly on the go, if you are constantly giving yourself to distraction, then receiving that transformation, receiving that renewal, um, it's not that it's not possible, but it's not possible when you're distracted, okay? It's possible, though, whenever you tune in. It's possible whenever you make rest and rejuvenation a priority, okay? This has nothing to do with your physical body. This has nothing to do with you can't do the work that you're supposed to be doing. It has everything to do with you choosing silence for a little while, okay? I had a memory on Facebook probably a couple of days ago from something I said a couple of years ago. And what I said is breakthrough is synonymous with solitude, okay? And that's very important for you, water signs, especially since this message of rest and pulling back has been coming up for you for the last few weeks. Breakthrough is synonymous with solitude. And what I'm even hearing right now for you, water signs, is that you cannot be afraid to be with yourself. You absolutely cannot be afraid to be with yourself, okay? Because number one, you're not alone. All right. Number one, you are not alone. Okay. You're definitely not alone. Um, you really just have to give yourself permit. The only way that you're going to break through is if you give yourself the time and space to do that, right? It is scary. It is scary going into those little dark holes, going into those little dark spaces. It can be scary. It can be very scary. Okay. But again, in order for you to break through, you need to be able to go there. Okay. And so Spirit is really asking you to choose solitude because solitude is synonymous with breakthrough. Breakthrough is synonymous with solitude. Okay. And that's what's available to you when you give yourself permission to really put that first, to prioritize that. All right. And then we have the Page of Cups. All right. We have the Page of Cups. So a part of what will take place within this moment of solitude for you, water signs, is there's some growing up that will happen. Okay. Mentally and emotionally, especially, it feels like there's some growing up that will take place. All right. Um, with the Page of Cups, what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling is that, going into the mysterious place, like going into those places within yourself that are even mysterious to you, right? Because I'm kind of hearing the phrase um, I just don't know what that means about me. Like you seeing something and being like, I just don't know what that means about me. And so the Page of Cups is asking you to get curious, because in order for you to grow up, in order for you to mature in the way that Spirit is asking you to mature, especially emotionally and mentally, You need to give yourself permission to step into those spaces. You need to give yourself permission to get curious about what's in the about those spaces, right? Those places within yourself that you go and you look at and you're like, I don't even know, I can feel this coming up. I don't even know what this means for me. Okay, you have to get curious about it. You have to stop avoiding it. You have to stop distracting yourself from it, and you have to get curious about it. And you have to take on the perspective that whenever you see that and you choose not to avoid it and you choose to go into it and you choose to engage with it and you're curious about what's there, right? You have to take on the perspective that says, this is me figuring myself out. This is me figuring myself out. This is me learning something new about myself. Okay. So, this is why solitude is important for you this week, water signs, because there are some new things that you're going to learn about yourself, right? And you can't see those things if you are constantly being distracted. All right. So, really make the choice to prioritize solitude this week. And then we have the five of coins. Okay, we have the five of coins. Five of coins. I really want to be, what I'm feeling too is that the reason why I had to take that long pause and sigh it out is because I really feel like I have to be very sensitive with y'all right now, water signs. Um, yeah, it just feels like I have to be very sensitive with you all. But at the same time, yeah, let me listen to that. Let me hear that. It's not even so much about me being sensitive with y'all in how I'm sharing or in what I'm saying or in how I'm speaking. Okay. hmm So with through the five of coins, there's this message, water signs, for you to surrender. Okay. For you to surrender. And this is coming the the deep. So if I'm pausing, it's because I'm really just listening because it's coming from the deep and I really just want to give you what I'm supposed to give you. I don't want to just, while also at the same time holding you accountable, but being a little bit sensitive as well. Because with the five of coins, basically, what I'm hearing is that you need to have your own back. Okay, you need to have your own back. Somewhere down the road, down the line, people neglected to have your back. And you see this light in the window, and you see how they're all downcast over here. And then you see this light in the window and how it's shining on them, but they're not looking to it. Okay, that's you. This is you. This is your disposition. This is your internal disposition. This light is shining on you, water signs. It's shining on you so bright. And it's guiding you. And it's guiding you. It's speaking to you. It's saying, come follow me. This is your higher self saying, come follow me. Come follow me. But you're distracted. You're distracted by thoughts about the past and how and it's all subconscious, right? It's all a subconscious doing, but you're distracted by the thoughts about the past and how and these beliefs that say, nobody has your back. And so you don't want to feel that again. You don't want to experience that again. And so what's happening is that you are not really having your own back mentally and emotionally. And you're feeling this, okay? You're feeling this. And then you're distracting yourself from feeling it. Even though you're creating the feeling, even though you're creating the feeling, okay? Even though you're the one that continues to cycle that feeling through because you're distracting yourself from just you're distracting yourself from the breakthrough. You're not choosing solitude, and so you're distracting yourself from the breakthrough. You're distracting yourself from seeing the light, from choosing the light so that you can move forward. Solitude is very important for you right now, right? All of those things that you're giving yourself to, the people, they'll still be there. The events, they'll still be there. The, all the exciting things that you don't want to miss out on, it will all still be there. Okay, guaranteed. Um, but you got to take care of you, water signs. And then we have the Nine of Coins. Okay, the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins is speaking to the why you need to choose rest and rejuvenation, the why you need to choose solitude, because there is a part of yourself that wants to be that is trying to come through, that really wants to be integrated, right? It's this part of you that really wants to carry you, that wants to assist you, that wants to guide you, that wants to be at the center of everything that you do. Okay, and in order for you to ground into that, Nine of Coins, earth energy, practicality, grounding, being balanced and centered, that's the kind of energy we're speaking to when we're looking at the Nine of Coins. In order for you to experience that, you have to choose yourself. You have to put yourself first. Okay, and so prioritizing solitude is going to be very important for you this week. And listen, water signs, this has continued to come up in your readings. Okay, this has continued to come up in your readings, and here's something that wants to be said. Okay, so please hear this and know that it's being said with love. Know that it's being said with love. What is wanting to come through, okay, is this message that the only reason why whatever you feel is still there, the reason why it feels as if it's like it's being prolonged, is because you are not giving yourself the time and attention that you need to break through it. Okay, so the message here is really personal responsibility, taking responsibility for your person, for your whole being. Okay, for your whole being. Because if not, you can't truly enjoy this life in the way that your higher self wants you to, in the way that your God self wants you to enjoy it. Okay, and you have a hard time believing that that's available to you, water signs, but through this reading and through the solitude, through the rest and rejuvenation, God really wants to show you that you can experience that full time. No matter what the external appearances may look like, you can experience that. That is available to you. But are you going to give it to yourself? Are you going to give it to yourself? Scorpio, your clarifying card is the King of Coins. King of Coins. King of Coins, Scorpio. You got to lead yourself into it. You got to step up, Scorpio. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing step up. Step up, bro. That's what I'm hearing. Just like that. Step up, Scorpio. Step up. Step up. Step up. It's time for you to step up. Okay. And again, going back to, this has nothing to do with work. This has nothing to do with, purpose, or it has nothing to do with any of that. However, the longer that you avoid stepping up for yourself and stepping up on behalf of yourself mentally and emotionally, eventually, you'll come into this space where you're not really feeling as fulfilled in some things, not because that's not there or available to you, but because you're not leading yourself into the breakthrough. Okay, you're not leading yourself into the centeredness. You're not leading yourself into that. You can, like my dad says, you are the balance. But if you're not giving yourself permission to be that, if you're not giving yourself permission to take a step back so that you can see that and ground into that, you're not going to experience. And so the King of Coins for you, Scorpio, is basically saying it's time for you to step up and lead yourself into the transformation, to lead yourself into the new way of being, to lead yourself into the solitude, to lead yourself into the peace, okay, which is available to you at all times. All right. And then Pisces, for you, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands. With the Nine of Wands, Pisces, what I'm hearing is you have to fight for you. Okay. You have to fight for you. And I feel like Pisces, that may even be a message that you've been getting for quite a while now. But that's the message that's coming through with the Nine of Wands, is that you have to fight for you. Okay, so it almost goes back to whenever I was talking about the Page of Coins and how the energy that was, or the Page of Cups, and how the energy that was there was, feeling as if nobody had your back whenever you were younger. And then here we have the Nine of Wands, and you see that he's like fighting, right? But he's also leveling up. You see how he's moving up? He's leveling up. Okay, so part of the reason why you have to prioritize solitude, Pisces, is because it's time for you to level up. It's time for you to start feeding into your inner strengths, right? Your inner strengths. Okay, so it's time for you to start fighting for you, Pisces. And then Cancer, Knight of Wands, Cancer. Your clarifying card is the Knight of Wands. All right. So for you, Cancer, the reason why it's important for you to prioritize rest and rejuvenation, the reason why it's important for you to prioritize solitude, is because the journey that you're being prepared to go on, Cancer, is a journey into yourself, right? You've been giving a lot of yourself away. You've been, and not even to, to things outside of yourself, but you've been giving a lot of yourself away to the despair. Okay. You've been giving a lot of yourself away to despair. You've been giving yourself a lot of yourself away to the negative thoughts. Okay. So you going into solitude, Cancer, is important because Spirit wants to take you into that space within yourself that, so that you can see that you don't have to, that your life is not dependent upon anything, and how it goes and how you feel is not dependent upon anything outside of you, right? But that you have the ability and the power to create that for yourself. So what I'm really hearing for you is like the hero's journey. Like that's what you're being prepared to, that's the journey you're being prepared to go on, Cancer, is your hero's journey, right? Where you really connect with that hero that lives within you, right? Because it's time for you to create the life that you envision for yourself, right? And that doesn't mean you have to neglect anything or neglect anyone or give up on where you are. It just means that how can you make this life your own right where you are? All right. So that's why it's important for you, Cancer, to prioritize solitude, because your hero's journey is it's ready for you to take that on, right? It's time for you to take that on. So I almost choked on spit, guys. So water signs. Water signs. That's your weekly reading for the week of April 23rd through April 29th. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, leave them in the comments underneath the video. If you would like to receive a personalized reading, you can go to the link in the description to book an appointment through my website. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. If you want to share, make sure you share. I love you all very much. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope that you have a fantastic week as you step into the quiet place, because remember, breakthrough is synonymous with solitude. And as soon as you make the decision to step into that quiet place, the breakthrough is going to flood on in for you. All right. See you next week.